Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about 4 things that determine the trajectory of your life: your mouth, your mood, your money, and your mind. These aren't just words on a page, they are the pillars of your destiny. If you master these 4 areas, I promise you, nothing can stop you. And if you fail in any of them, you will find yourself stuck, frustrated, and watching life pass you by. Let's begin with something so simple yet so powerful: your words. What comes out of your mouth has the ability to shape your reality in ways you may not even realize. Every sentence, every word, every sound you utter is a reflection of your inner world, and it influences both your life and the lives of those around you. Words are not just sounds, they are seeds. Seeds that can either grow into something magnificent or sprout into chaos and regret. If you want to take control of your destiny, if you want to rise to the highest level of success, it begins with mastering what you say. Think about it. How often do we speak without thinking? We complain about our jobs, our circumstances, our relationships, or the world at large, and we expect things to magically improve. Yet, the energy we put out with our words creates an equal reaction in our lives. Negativity attracts negativity, and when you constantly speak in doubt, fear, or criticism, you are programming your life for limitation. Denzel Washington has said in interviews that the key to excellence is discipline, and that discipline begins with controlling the most basic things, starting with what you allow to escape from your lips. The truth is, if you cannot control your mouth, you cannot control your destiny. It's easy to overlook how powerful our words are. When you speak carelessly, you may not notice the long-term effects. Think about casual gossip, criticism, or negative self-talk. When you talk down to yourself, telling yourself you're not good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough, your mind begins to believe it. Self-doubt seeps into your decisions, into your actions, and into your habits. You begin to avoid opportunities because your words have convinced your mind that you cannot succeed. And this doesn't just affect you, it affects your relationships, your work, and every interaction you have. Words can build bridges or burn them down. They can encourage or destroy. They can uplift or wound. The choice is always yours, but the impact is always real. The first step in mastering your mouth is awareness. Start noticing what you say every day. How do you speak to yourself? How do you speak to others? Do your words bring life or death to the situations you are in? Do you speak with intention, or do you let your emotions and impulses run unchecked? Awareness is the foundation of change. Once you become conscious of your words, you can begin to choose them wisely. Speak in ways that empower yourself and inspire others. Speak in ways that create solutions, not problems. Speak in ways that open doors instead of closing them. Every word has weight, and once you understand that, you will never take your speech lightly again. But awareness alone is not enough. Discipline is essential. Controlling your mouth requires consistent effort, because our habits of speech are deeply ingrained. We live in a culture that encourages instant reaction, where snapping, arguing, complaining, or insulting seems normal. Breaking those habits is not easy. It requires you to pause before you speak, to think before you react, to measure your words against the life you want to create. It means resisting the urge to respond to every slight, to every provocation, to every frustration with negativity. It means practicing restraint when your emotions are screaming to be released. And yes, this is hard, but anything worth achieving requires effort. Discipline in speech is a discipline in life, because if you can control the words you say, you gain control over the way others perceive you, the energy you project, and ultimately the opportunities that come to you. One of the most overlooked powers of controlling your mouth is the way it shapes your mindset. Your words are not just for other people, they are for you. When you start speaking positively, when you start affirming what is possible instead of complaining about what is impossible, your brain begins to rewire itself. You begin to notice solutions instead of problems. You begin to see opportunities where once there was only limitation. You begin to attract the right people, the right resources, and the right energy into your life. And conversely, when your words are careless, negative, or self-defeating, you attract chaos, frustration, and failure. Your words create your life story, page by page and chapter by chapter. Think about Denzel Washington's career. Think about the people you admire in your life, the leaders, the entrepreneurs, the athletes who achieved greatness. None of them became who they are by speaking carelessly or allowing their mouths to control them. They mastered their speech, chose their words intentionally, and used their voices as tools to influence, to motivate, and to create impact. That same power is available to you. You have the ability to change the course of your life with what you say. Words are not trivial, they are weapons of transformation. Every day, challenge yourself to speak with intention, refuse to speak negativity, refuse to eat doubt, refuse to allow your mouth to betray your potential. Let your words reflect the life you want, the person you aspire to become, and the vision you hold for your future. Speak with power, speak with clarity, speak with purpose, and watch how your life responds. Control your mouth, and you begin to control your world. Ladies and gentlemen, the power of words cannot be overstated. They are the first step in mastering everything else. They are the foundation upon which your destiny is built. Your words create your reality. They define your relationships, your opportunities, and your mindset. If you want to be extraordinary, if you want to be successful, if you want to live a life of purpose, it begins with what comes out of your mouth. Master your words, and you will be amazed at how the world begins to bend in your favor. Now let's talk about something that affects every moment of your life, your mood. Your emotions are not just fleeting feelings, they are the lens through which you see the world, the engine that drives your decisions, and the silent force that shapes your destiny. If you cannot control your mood, it will control you, and when your mood controls you, every other aspect of your life, your words, your actions, your relationships, your money, and your mind, falls into chaos. Controlling your mood is not optional, it is essential. It is the difference between a life of frustration and a life of power, between mediocrity and greatness. Think about the days when everything seems to go wrong. You wake up late, traffic is a nightmare, someone irritates you at work, and suddenly you are angry, frustrated, and defeated before the day has even truly started. That moment, that choice, defines how the rest of your day will unfold. Your mood is contagious, not only to yourself but to everyone around you. If you let negativity take hold, you will unknowingly repel opportunities, alienate people, and sabotage your own potential. But the good news is that no one can dictate your emotions unless you allow them to. Your mood is yours to control, and when you learn to master it, you gain freedom beyond measure. Controlling your mood begins with awareness. You have to recognize your emotional patterns, the triggers that send you spiraling, and the moments when you are giving your power away to circumstances, people, or events. Anger, jealousy, impatience, and fear are not your enemies. They are signals. They tell you where you need to focus, where you need to pause, and where you need to act intentionally. Awareness allows you to observe your emotions without letting them dictate your behavior. It allows you to say, "I feel this, but I will not let it control me." And that is where true power begins. Once you are aware of your emotions, the next step is discipline. Emotional mastery is not about suppressing feelings, it is about managing them. It is about choosing your response instead of reacting impulsively. Every time you respond with composure in the face of frustration, every time you pause before lashing out in anger, every time you choose patience over irritation, you are strengthening your emotional muscles. Like physical exercise, emotional discipline grows stronger with practice. It becomes a habit, and over time you will notice a shift. People respect your calm, your clarity, and your ability to rise above chaos. Your decisions will be clearer, your actions more strategic, and your life more aligned with your goals. A key part of controlling your mood is the understanding that your emotions are your responsibility. You cannot blame the world for how you feel. You cannot point fingers at the traffic, the weather, your boss, or even your family for your internal state. These are triggers, not dictators. The moment you stop externalizing your emotions and start internalizing responsibility, you reclaim power. You begin to realize that no matter what happens around you, you have the ability to choose your response. This is freedom. This is mastery. And this is what separates those who are stuck in a cycle of emotional chaos from those who are unstoppable. Another crucial factor in controlling your mood is perspective. Life will throw challenges at you, problems that feel unfair, and circumstances that seem impossible. But how you interpret these events defines your emotional state. Two people can experience the same situation, and one will crumble while the other will rise. The difference is perspective. Emotional mastery allows you to see challenges as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and adversity as fuel. It allows you to maintain hope when others despair, focus when others panic, and calm when others react impulsively. Perspective transforms your mood from a liability into a source of strength. Mindfulness and self-care also play a vital role in managing your mood. When you are tired, stressed, or overwhelmed, your emotional control weakens. That is why investing in your mental, physical, and emotional health is not optional, it is essential. Simple practices like meditation, journaling, exercise, or even taking a few moments to breathe deeply can reset your state, refocus your mind, and stabilize your mood. By prioritizing yourself, you create a buffer against chaos, a foundation upon which your emotional mastery is built. Ladies and gentlemen, controlling your mood is a skill, not a trait. It is not something you are born with, it is something you practice daily. Each time you pause before reacting, each time you respond with calm instead of anger, each time you choose patience over frustration, you are building a life of intentionality and power. The world will always present challenges. People will always test you, and situations will always push your buttons. But if you have mastered your mood, you will never be a victim. You will respond with clarity, confidence, and control. You will become a magnet for opportunities, a source of inspiration for others, and a eater of your own life. Denzel Washington has often spoken about discipline as the key to greatness, and emotional mastery is the ultimate discipline. When you control your mood, you control your energy, your focus, and your actions. You stop being reactive and start being proactive. You stop being a passenger in your own life and take the driver's seat. This is where transformation happens. This is where ordinary people become extraordinary. This is where potential becomes reality. Ladies and gentlemen, your emotions are powerful, but they do not have to rule you. Awareness, discipline, responsibility, perspective, and self-care are your tools. Practice them daily. Strengthen your emotional muscles. Pause before reacting. Choose calm over chaos. Choose patience over frustration. Choose hope over despair. And watch how your life changes, how your decisions improve, and how your influence grows. When you control your mood, you are no longer at the mercy of circumstances. You are in charge of your life. You are free, you are focused, and you are unstoppable. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's focus on something that touches every aspect of our lives: money. Many people underestimate the power of financial control, thinking that wealth is only for the lucky or the highly talented. But the truth is, controlling your money is less about how much you earn and more about how wisely you manage what you already have. Financial discipline is not just a skill, it is a mindset, a habit, and a cornerstone of personal freedom. If you do not control your money will control you. And when your money controls you, it limits your choices, your potential, and your peace of mind. Think about how many people live paycheck to paycheck, constantly stressed, constantly anxious, constantly reacting to circumstances beyond their control. They may be talented, hardworking, and intelligent, yet they remain trapped because they have not learned the basic principle of financial mastery: spend less than you earn. It sounds simple, but simplicity often hides the most profound truths. The moment you spend more than you earn, you are surrendering control. You are handing your freedom to debt, impulse, and circumstance. And that is why financial discipline is not optional, it is essential. Controlling your money begins with awareness. You must know exactly where your money is going. This requires honesty, diligence, and self-reflection. Track your income, your expenses, and your spending habits. Understand the difference between needs and wants, between investments and liabilities, between what builds your future and what drains your potential. Awareness is the first step because you cannot change what you do not measure. Once you know your financial reality, you gain the power to make intentional choices rather than reacting impulsively to every purchase, temptation, or emotional trigger. Discipline is the next critical factor. Financial discipline is a daily practice. It is choosing to save when others spend, to invest when others splurge, and to delay gratification in pursuit of long-term freedom. It means resisting the urge to live for the moment at the expense of tomorrow. Every financial decision you make compounds over time, just like interest, either for you or against you. A dollar saved, invested, and managed wisely today can become thousands tomorrow, while reckless spending and poor choices can trap you in a cycle of scarcity. Discipline transforms money from a source of stress into a tool for empowerment, and it turns ordinary people into architects of their own wealth. Another critical component of controlling your money is understanding the difference between earning and growing wealth. Money in itself is temporary, but wealth is sustainable. To build wealth, you must leverage your resources, invest intelligently, and create multiple streams of income. This requires knowledge, research, and a willingness to take calculated risks. It requires patience and a long-term mindset. Many people work hard but fail to grow because they stop at earning. Earning is just the beginning. Growing wealth is the game changer. By controlling your money and investing it wisely, you build options, freedom, and security that cannot be taken away by circumstances or luck. Mindset is everything when it comes to financial control. You must think of money not as a source of stress or status, but as a tool of opportunity. This mindset allows you to approach financial challenges with calm, clarity, and creativity. Emergencies, setbacks, and unexpected expenses will come, but if you have control over your finances, these events do not derail you. They test your discipline and strengthen your resilience. Financial freedom is not measured by the size of your bank account, but by the level of control you have over your financial life. When you control your money, you control your choices, your actions, and ultimately, your destiny. Education plays a crucial role in mastering money. Too many people suffer because they never learned the basics of budgeting, investing, or managing debt. Financial literacy is not optional. It is essential for anyone who wants to live with independence and security. Take time to learn about assets and liabilities, about savings and investments, about risk management and growth strategies. Read, ask questions, and seek mentors who have achieved what you aspire to. Knowledge gives you the power to make smart decisions and avoid costly mistakes. Ignorance costs far more than failure because failure can teach lessons, but ignorance traps you in repeating the same financial patterns over and over. Finally, controlling your money is about alignment with your values and goals. Money alone will not bring happiness or fulfillment, but when managed wisely, it becomes a vehicle to live the life you want. Every financial choice should reflect what you truly value, whether that is security, freedom, education, travel, family, or personal growth. By aligning your spending, saving, and investing with your vision, your money becomes a reflection of your purpose, not a source of anxiety or distraction. This alignment turns financial discipline into financial empowerment, creating a foundation on which every other area of your life can thrive. Ladies and gentlemen, controlling your money is not just about counting dollars or cutting expenses. It is about cultivating a mindset of responsibility, discipline, awareness, education, and purpose. It is about refusing to live under the tyranny of debt, instant gratification, and impulsive decisions. It is about using every financial resource you have to build freedom, opportunity, and security. Denzel Washington has often emphasized that excellence is not an act but a habit, and financial mastery is no different. It is a habit you build daily, in every choice, in every decision, and in every investment of your energy and resources. When you take control of your money, you take control of your life. You gain the freedom to focus on your goals, to pursue your passions, and to invest in your growth. You stop reacting to crises and start creating opportunities. You stop living paycheck to paycheck and start building legacy and impact. Money becomes a servant, not a master, and with it, you can shape your world, protect your future, and empower yourself to live life on your terms. Now we come to one of the most powerful forces in your life, your me. Your mind is the command center of everything you do. Every choice you make, every action you take, and every opportunity you seize is filtered through it. If you cannot control your mind, your thoughts will control you, and when your thoughts control you, your life is no longer yours. It is dictated by fear, doubt, and distraction. Controlling your mind is not just a habit, it is a responsibility. It is the single greatest skill you can master because it affects every other aspect of your life, your words, your mood, your money, and your actions. Think about it. How many people have the talent, the resources, and even the opportunities, yet fail to succeed because their mind becomes their enemy? The mind is a battlefield. If you allow negative thoughts, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs to dominate, they will determine the limits of your life. On the other hand, when you train your mind, when you direct it with focus and intention, it becomes the most powerful tool for achievement you could ever possess. Mental control allows you to think clearly in chaos, act decisively in uncertainty, and create results that others might call impossible. Controlling your mind begins with awareness. You must observe your thoughts as they arise, without judgment but with clarity. Notice when fear creeps in, when doubt whispers, when procrastination tempts you, or when distractions pull you off course. Most people move through life on autopilot, letting thoughts run unchecked. This is how habits are formed, how mediocrity becomes comfortable, and how potential is wasted. Awareness allows you to separate yourself from your thoughts, giving you the power to choose which thoughts to act upon and which to dismiss. This is the first step toward mental mastery. Once you are aware, discipline becomes essential. Discipline is the muscle that strengthens the mind. It is the ability to focus on what matters, to prioritize your actions, and to reject distractions, no matter how tempting they appear. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, notifications, noise, negative influences, and the constant pull of instant gratification. If you allow your mind to drift, you will achieve nothing meaningful. Discipline teaches you to concentrate on high-value tasks, to meditate on solutions instead of problems, and to visualize the life you want rather than react to the life you have. Discipline transforms a chaotic mind into a focused, unstoppable force. Another key to controlling your mind is understanding the power of your beliefs. What you believe shapes what you see, what you do, and what you achieve. If you believe you are limited, you will act limited, and your results will reflect that belief. If you believe you can grow, learn, and overcome, your actions will align with possibility and your results will expand accordingly. Beliefs are not fixed. They are chosen, nurtured, and reinforced over time. Control your mind by feeding it with empowering beliefs, challenging limiting ones, and surrounding yourself with influences that inspire growth rather than fear. Mental focus also requires intentionality. Most people drift through life reacting to whatever comes their way, problems, distractions, criticism, or opportunity, without any clear strategy. A controlled mind is intentional. It is deliberate. It decides what to think about, what to prioritize, and where to direct energy. When you are intentional with your thoughts, you align them with your goals. You no longer allow random fears or doubts to dictate your decisions. Instead, your mind becomes a precision instrument, directing every action toward the outcomes you desire. Intentionality transforms chaos into clarity and potential into reality. Visualization and mental rehearsal are powerful tools in controlling your mind. The mind cannot always distinguish between reality and vivid imagination. When you consistently visualize success, mentally rehearse challenges, and imagine yourself overcoming obstacles, your brain begins to prepare your body and actions for that reality. This is not fantasy, this is training. Olympic athletes, world-class performers, and successful entrepreneurs all use this principle. By controlling your thoughts, you prime your mind to respond with confidence, creativity, and courage when real life situations arise. Finally, controlling your mind requires a commitment to growth and resilience. You must feed your mind with knowledge, inspiration, and challenges that stretch you beyond comfort. You must protect it from toxic influences, negative thinking, and fear-based distractions. Your mind is like a garden. If you neglect it, weeds of doubt, distraction, and despair will take over. If you nurture it, it will flourish with ideas, focus, and solutions. The stronger your mind, the more you can achieve, the clearer your vision, and the more effective your actions. Mental control allows you to rise above circumstances, outperform challenges, and create results that others might deem impossible. Ladies and gentlemen, controlling your mind is not easy. It requires daily practice, vigilance, and courage. The world will constantly try to pull you away from focus, plant seeds of fear and doubt, and tempt you with distractions. But if you develop awareness, discipline, belief, intentionality, and resilience, you will gain mastery over your most valuable asset, your mind. You will become unstoppable, resilient, and empowered in ways that few people ever experience. Your thoughts will serve you, not sabotage you. Your mind will be a tool, not a trap. Your potential will no longer be limited by fear, doubt, or distraction, because your mind, the true driver of your destiny, will finally be under your control,